Your chickens are eating money every single day, and the feed companies are counting on you never finding out what farmers in rural China have quietly known for over 1,000 years. I'm going to show you today. I'm going to make you genuinely angry at the commercial poultry industry, and then show you exactly how to break free from it completely. Stay with me, because the protocol I'm revealing in this video costs almost nothing to set up, and the results show up in your egg basket within 2 weeks. Here's what nobody in the feed industry wants you to know. Grain prices didn't just go up, they went up and stayed up. In 2026, commercial bagged pellets are running 40 to 60% higher than just 3 years ago. For a backyard flock of 20 hens, that adds up fast. But here's the part that should really bother you. Even at those inflated prices, the feed isn't doing what you think it's doing. Standard dry pellets carry anti-nutritional factors, compounds like phytates and tannins that bind to minerals and literally block your hen's digestive system from absorbing them. Researchers estimate that in conventional dry feed, up to 30% of the nutrients pass straight through the bird without being used at all. You are buying nutrition your chickens cannot access. So you're overpaying for a product that's partly ineffective. And the solution has been sitting in Chinese farming villages for over a millennium. It's called fermented feed. And before you assume this is just soaking grain, I need you to understand what's actually happening on a biological level. Because this is where it gets genuinely fascinating. When you create the right anaerobic environment, sealed off from oxygen, you trigger a population explosion of lactic acid bacteria. These are the same microorganisms in your yogurt, your sourdough, your kimchi. And what they do to raw grain is nothing short of remarkable. Over a 48-hour window, those bacteria consume the sugars in your agricultural waste and produce lactic acid as a byproduct. That acidification does 3 things simultaneously that a dry pellet simply cannot replicate. First, it neutralizes harmful pathogens. Lactic acid creates a pH environment where organisms like Salmonella and E. coli cannot survive. Second, and this is the part that changes egg production, it pre-digests the tough grain hulls and breaks down those anti-nutritional factors we talked about. The phytates get dismantled. The tannins lose their binding power. The nutrients that were previously locked away become bioavailable. Studies show fermented feed can increase nutrient absorption by up to 40%. Third, the bacterial biomass itself becomes a protein source. The colony of lactic acid bacteria builds up actual protein that your hens consume and convert directly into egg production. You're not just feeding grain anymore. You're feeding a living, probiotic-rich ecosystem. Now, I want to walk you through the exact protocol because timing and ratios are everything here. Get this wrong, and you either under-ferment or you over-ferment, which means the bacterial colony hasn't matured, or tips the balance toward harmful organisms and spoilage. The sweet spot is precise. You're going to start with your base material. This is where the cost-slashing element comes in. The Chinese farmers who perfected this system used agricultural waste, rice bran, wheat middlings, spent brewery grain. Here's the key distinction, though. Fermentation doesn't create protein, it unlocks it. So whatever goes into your bucket needs a solid protein foundation. Soybean meal, spent brewery grain, or your existing pellets. The difference is you'll need 30% less of them because your laying hens are finally absorbing every gram instead of flushing it. That single shift, switching from dry pellets to fermented feed, already cuts your monthly feed bill by nearly a third without changing a single ingredient. Your ratio is simple. For every 3 parts dry-based material, you add 2 parts water. The consistency should clump when you squeeze it and then slowly fall apart. Too wet and you're inviting mold. Too dry and the bacterial activity stalls. Once you've combined your materials, compress firmly to remove air pockets, then seal it. An airtight lid, a layer of plastic wrap pressed against the surface. The goal is anaerobic containment. Oxygen is the enemy of your ferment. Here's what the clock looks like. At 12 hours, you'll notice a slight sourness beginning to develop. That's your lactic acid bacteria activating. At 24 hours, the smell intensifies. Not rotten, not sharp, but distinctly sour and yeasty, similar to a mild sourdough. At 48 hours, you've hit your window. How do you know it's ready? 3 indicators. The smell should be pleasantly sour. Think vinegar without the harshness, with an almost bread-like undertone. The color will have deepened slightly. And if you press into the material, you may see tiny bubbles of CO2 escaping, evidence of active biological processing. What you do not want is a putrid smell, visible mold on the surface, or a slimy texture throughout. Those are signs of contamination. If that happens, discard the batch and start fresh. Now here's the payoff. Within 2 weeks of transitioning your hens to fermented feed, you should see 3 measurable changes. Egg production increases. The enzyme activity in fermented feed directly stimulates the hen's reproductive system. Farmers consistently report a 10 to 20% increase in daily egg output. Shell thickness improves. Because the calcium in fermented feed is no longer blocked by phytates, more of it reaches the shell gland. Thin-shelled eggs become noticeably less common within 3 weeks. Yolk color deepens. The deeper orange yolk color that consumers associate with premium eggs comes from carotenoid absorption, and fermentation dramatically increases how efficiently hens extract these pigments. Your eggs will look better. They will command higher prices if you're selling. And then there's what doesn't happen. Fewer respiratory infections, fewer digestive upsets, a measurable reduction in the kind of low-grade flock illness that sends people to the feed store for antibiotics. The probiotic bacteria your hens ingest with every meal colonize their gut lining and create what researchers call a competitive exclusion effect. Essentially, a shield that blocks pathogenic organisms from establishing themselves. Less illness means fewer interventions. Fewer interventions means lower operating costs. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Is this actually sustainable as a daily system? That's exactly the right question. And the answer is where this goes from smart to genuinely life-changing for your operation. The real power isn't any single batch. It's the rotation. Here's how you build a continuous supply so your flock never misses a single day of fresh, fermented feed. Run 3 buckets simultaneously. Label them Day 1, Day 2, and Day 3. Each evening, you prepare 1 fresh bucket and seal it. Each morning, you feed from the bucket that's been fermenting for 48 hours. When that bucket is empty, you clean it, refill it, and it becomes your new Day 1 bucket. Once you're in rhythm, this takes 15 minutes of active work per day. The rest is the biology doing what biology does. If you're currently spending $150 a month on commercial pellets for a flock of 25 hens, simply fermenting your existing feed brings that cost down immediately. Then as you begin substituting a portion of those pellets with locally sourced protein-rich agricultural waste, spent brewery grain, soybean meal, wheat middlings from a local mill, that monthly cost drops further still, and it compounds. Because healthier hens lay longer. Because reduced antibiotic use means birds that aren't developing resistance issues. Because every dollar you keep is available to reinvest. This is the model Chinese farmers understood intuitively long before the commercial feed industry existed to sell them an alternative. They had grain waste, water, time, and an understanding that the microbiome was a resource to be cultivated. The commercial poultry industry built a supply chain that disconnected you from that knowledge. Because a farmer who can produce high-quality eggs with fermented feed and a 15-minute protocol doesn't need much from them at all. That knowledge is yours now. So here's what I want you to do right now before you close this video. Pick up 1 bucket. Mix your first batch today. If you don't have access to agricultural waste yet, use your current commercial pellets as your base. Just ferment them. You'll immediately use less, your hens will immediately absorb more, and you'll see the difference in your egg basket within 2 weeks. Set a 48-hour timer, then come back and leave a comment with what you used as your base material. Tell me what protein sources you have access to locally: spent brewery grain, soybean meal, fish meal scraps. Because that's where this system becomes truly localized and truly yours. If you want the advanced version, including how to culture your own lactic acid bacteria starter from scratch, and how to build a zero-waste protein loop using black soldier fly larvae, alongside your fermented base, that video is coming next. Your feed bill is about to drop. Your egg production is about to climb. And the feed company won't be getting any credit for either.